So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 2 between Tracy with the S and Dying for the Cause. Dying for the Cause, they started off pretty strong in that previous game. They got a dominant lead, especially from Grak, just doing super well in the laning phase. Started snowballing, but as soon as they tried to go for their first high ground play, Tracy with the S just rebounded super hard and just would not let Dying for the Cause get any sort of ground for free, really. They made them pay for every single inch they got. And surely enough, eventually they weathered the storm, managed to become just too beefy for Dying for the Cause to deal with, and they actually took game 1 in the end. So we'll see if we'll see what the situation is going to be for this game. Whether if Dying for the Cause, if they build up such a lead, they might be able to close out this time, or who knows? Maybe it'll be completely the opposite way around. We'll have to wait and find out. So far, Tracy the Ass, they've gone for exactly the same bans as they did in that first match. They've got rid of the Death Prophet as well as the Dark Willow. The Dying for the Cause, they've cherry-picked this time. They've gotten rid of the Phoenix and they've gotten rid of the Jugger as well. Those two heroes which were causing so much trouble for them in that previous match. So they just don't want to play those heroes again. They're tired of them. They're just like, get them out of here. We don't want that shit. But instead, Tracy Ass, they're going to grab the Earth Spirit instead, as the Earth Spirit was not banned this time. They opened him, he made it through, so they can snap it up straight away. So I imagine it'll be Mike playing this hero for the POS 4 role. But there's the Shakira grab coming off for Dying for the Cause. One of the most reliable POS 5s you can get. Able to just pump so much damage in the team fights, as well as, you know, bringing in slows, stuns, a whole myriad of just different things to the fights. So very strong position 5 to go with. You never really go wrong with a Jackie. And it works for pretty much every hero as well, right? There's no like specific hero which you need to be paired with a Jakiro for it to work. It just, pretty much any single hero, you can just chuck with a Jakiro and it'll work fine. It'll still have an absolutely lovely time, just burning peeps and doing other stuff. So we'll see what the second pickup's going to be for Tracy. Giving it a little bit of thought right now. So just trying to figure out what heroes the players actually want to play this game. Because sometimes that's just the bigger factor about what you should play. It's about what people want to play as well. If you give someone a hero which, I mean, short on paper, it looks like it'd do really well, but you know, sometimes you're just not feeling the hero, you know? And that's the sort of what you got to base your games off sometimes. But here's going to be the Warlock. Another pretty stable position 5. Not quite as versatile as a Chikiro, but just very good at just being very, like a super defensive sort of position 5. With the heals you can produce in the lanes. As well as obviously just dropping that big old rock. Can always be a pain in the ass. So 10, whenever you see a Warlock pickup, that sort of leans you towards the position 1 on that side being a very greedy hero, as the Warlock is, as I was saying, quite a defensive based hero in the laning phase. So maybe they're sort of forward planning to pick something up, a very greedy hero. I say like a Spectre, but no one really picks Spectre that much anymore. It's a hero which is very dropped off quite a bit in popularity lately. So you might not see that. But there is the next pickup from Dying for the Cause. They have gone for this sneaky bug. Obviously, as well in the 7.28C patch, Vendetta no longer causes a break, which is quite a big deal. I mean, the Nyx Assassin break was quite a large portion about why this hero was pretty damn good. But even still, without that mechanic, it's a very strong hero. Can do an obscene amount of damage. As well as just getting some easy stuns off onto a lot of heroes. Like the Earth Spirit, as soon as he drops his Magnetize, that's easily going to be a Spike Carapace stun, as well as sort of the Warlock with the Fatal Bonds. You can get the stun off onto him as well. And whatever sort of other heroes like Bat Riders, Zeus's, all this sort of thing. Very easy to get those sort of initial stuns onto. So it's always been a stable position 4. And they'll go with it, despite the minor nerf. And Dying for the Cause, they banned out the Puck and the OD yet again. Do not want those heroes. Get them out of here. Don't want that. Oh. Where's my tune's gone? It's very quiet. Why is it not playing? The station's blown up. Yeah, I think Pretzels is completely blown up right now. He's not playing anything. Oh no. The silence. So, anyway, screw the music. We don't need it. So, Tracy, they found out the Shadow Fiend, the Lena, as well as the PL. So, Lena was a very big problem in that previous game for them. Just Grak did an amazing job on this hero. Really made Voucher's life live in hell. So, they made sure they got rid of that hero this time. And there is actually the Mars pickup from Dying for the Cause. So, it got banned down that previous match. But it made its way through all the banning phase this time. And it gets immediately snatched. So I imagine that's going to be for Mash in the off lane. There is the potential for it to be a mid hero in this new meta that has actually gone up in popularity. A lot of teams have run that in the past. So possibly that could be in their wheelhouse if they want to go down that route. But, you know, traditionally it's still a position 3 hero. And it pairs up quite nicely as well with the Nyx, you know, with the Impale stun into the Spear. As well, you know, sets up for some easy stun combos, can do quite a bit of damage. But there is the Slark pickup now coming out from Tracy. So, you know, as long as if Steel on this time, you know, he's playing the Slark, not Devi. But as long as if he's pretty quick on his fingers and he can get that dart packed off, just as that Spear's coming at him or the Impale, he can purge them off and evade quite a large of the stun lockdown. As well as the fact that he's going to have that Warlock sat behind him, chucking those shadow words onto him, healing him up constantly, which is always a very annoying thing to play up against. It's just free salves, really. It's just salves every 20 seconds or something. Bonkers amount of healing. Let me just quickly restart old Pretzel. No, don't open printers! I didn't say printers, I said pretzel. Bloody thing. Yeah, pretty. So, 4th hero pickup coming out from Dying for the Cause next. They've got both their supports, they've got their off laner, so look like either their safe lane or their mid, and it's going to be their safe lane. So, it's the Troll Warlord pickup. Does work quite well up against the Slark, so you ever get caught out by the, like, you get pounced up and then you get just getting shredded whilst you can't hit him. You can just pop the battle trance and you just live through it. And then as soon as that Slark appears, you'd immediately start laying into him. So it can go quite nicely. But obviously in that whole period, he is just draining off your stats, so it sort of balances out. But even still, the Troll Warlord does come out on top in that sort of scenario. And also, you know, I say this is going to be a safe lane Troll, but in the series I cast on Sunday, the Troll actually ended up going into the mid lane, and it worked very well. So, you know, there is the possibility if Grak does play the Troll Warlord in the mid, we could see that happen in this game. But, you know, it is still traditionally a safe lane hero. There you go, fix some tunes. No, I heard these ones already. There you go. So, 4th hero pickup now from Tracy with the Arse. They got both their supports, they got their safe, so probably going to be their off laner now. So you want someone who can generally sustain on their own pretty decently. As an Earth Spirit's going to start rotating early on, and it is going to be the Tide Hunter. So he's going to be up against a Jakiro Troll Warlord. It's not the easiest lane in the world, but at least with your Kraken Shell, you can hopefully, when the purges time out nicely, it'll purge off a lot of the dot damage coming out from this Jakiro, and you can try and limp away that way. But if you get lucky and that Troll roots you a few times, that's going to be a painful ass lane. So hopefully with the early rotations going to come out from this Earth Spirit, they can net a few kills off of that to really make this solo Tide Hunter worthwhile. But even still, even if if the arena gets dropped down by the Mars when he comes in to catch a few people, the Tide Hunter could just come in from the side, pop the Ravage, and that pretty much nullifies a lot of the the damage coming in from the arena, because every single person just gets stunned in that vicinity. And whoever does get speared onto the wall, hopefully going to survive through that situation. So it does work out quite well. But again, you're probably going to get a spiked carapace when you do pop that round, so... Not that really matters when you stun everyone else. You'll take a stun yourself. It's worth the trade. So both mid laners left to grab. Very similar situation as that first match. And it feels like Tracy with the arse. They need someone who can start setting a little bit of tempo, because... You know, the Tidehunter takes a fair while before he become a real nuisance in the game. Warlock's not going to be able to make much work happen. Slark needs to really keep his farm going for, you know, at least 1 or 2 items before he can start getting involved too much. So far, a lot of the early aggression is heavily on the shoulder of this Earthspit right now. So he needs a mid lane that he can pair up with to really start just applying pressure across the map. Meanwhile, dying for the cause. You know, the Nyx Assassin, obviously very good at making rotations itself. The Mars can start getting involved a little bit earlier on. Because every single time that arena's off cooldown, you just, you know, TP to a tower, go for a kill, or at least go for some sort of counterplay. The Tidehunter can do a very similar thing, but obviously the Ravage is a much bigger cooldown than what the arena is. So you just can't quite make those plays as often. Maybe they might go for like an Invoker, possible Tracy else. No, they're going to go for the Void Spirit instead. So that is definitely a hero that can match the tempo and the pace that's coming out with this Earth Spirit. They can really start pair up between the two of them and hunt down for some early kills. So dive for the cause, they need to grab up a hero that can lane against this Void Spirit relatively well. Who would they go for? Who should they go for? Focus not too bad. Would they go for that? Ooh, a Husker. Okay. Yeah, that works pretty well up against the Void Spirit, I think. This would be quite an interesting lane-up. We'll see how Vouchers is able to play up against this Husker. Obviously, you're a melee hero going up against the Husker, so you're just going to have constant burning spear stacks on you. That's a pretty horrible thing to play up against. This can just end up mounting up to a disgusting amount of damage. And obviously, the Resonant Pulse that the Void Spirit has only gives you physical damage protection. So those burning spears are still going to hurt a whole bunch. I mean, look at these lineups. I think, I don't know. Both teams got a fair decent amount of team fight. But Dying for the Cause, they got the arena, they got Ice Path, Macropyre as well, which is pretty damn nice. Meanwhile, Chasing the Arse, they've got Ravage, they've got the Rock, they've got Magnetize. Quite a lot of jumps in and out from the Void Spirit and the Slark as well. 2 very maneuverable heroes. Meanwhile, Dying for the Cause, their heroes aren't maneuverable. They just like to get stuck right in the fight and just keep laying into people for as long as possible. Meanwhile, the Slark and the Void Spirit, like I was saying, they just want to do a bit of a poke, you know, go to the side, do a poke, jump out, jump in. So it's a little bit more difficult for them just playing up against 2 cores which just want to be up in their grill constantly and just try not to let them have much space. So we'll see how this game number 2 between Dying for the Cause, not Doing for the Cause. I'm getting the right name now. Dying for the Cause versus Tracy with the S? Question mark. You've got to get that name right. I mean, look at these lineups. It's kind of hard to tell, to be honest with you. I think I'm slightly leaning towards Dying for the Cause this game. As long as if Grak has another pretty decent start, then, which I think he should do, I'm not sure what Vouchers is really going to be able to put up against him. Or Vouchers. There's a whole lot of Vouchers. And Devin's actually hanging down at this bot at the moment. Are they going to go for an aggressive tri-lane? They might be. Mash is actually hiding up behind the tier 1 tower. And I'm not sure if he got spotted out by that ward or not. I wasn't quite paying attention, unfortunately. But Mev's already moving down towards the bot lane himself, so I think they did actually see him. Oh, Bebo. Greg, he's been quiet in the mid. The roll forward for some Mike as well. They got the connection. The Shadow Bird's on top. It's going to be quite a bit of damage. He's getting close. Another hit on from the tower. He's sticking down with a long range hit from Dildog from downtown. He finishes him off with that red orb. Easy first blood there for the Warlock, especially onto the mid laner. It's a lovely pick off there from Dime for the Course. Not Dime for the Course, sorry. Tracy. I'm thinking how hard I was baited by a sentry. It's pretty hard. But, you know, Dime for the Cause, they've... Tracy, sorry. Where the teams are the other sides now. Confused. But yeah, they've actually made the correct rotation as they saw Mash hiding behind the tower with that ward. So they moved this Titanhunter back down to the bot. So pretty much all the lanes are back in the positions, like the matchups are what they should be, but just on the opposite sides. So I wonder what the real dodge here was. Was it Mash trying to dodge the Slark, which is why they moved down towards the bot? Or was it Devi trying to dodge out the Tide? I assume it would just be the Mars trying to dodge the Slark, right? I don't think a troll really cares about laning up against the Tidehunter. So we'll see how this mid lane's going. Actually, Vouchers is ahead in CS at the moment. Grax actually... This is a couple of easy last hits, unfortunately for him. He can get pulled back, taking a few hits. But, you know, it is a Huskar, so him being on low HP... I mean, sure, it looks pretty damn tempting to keep charging onto the hero, but... He's one of those... It's super scary with that Berserker's Blood. Especially seems as though he's prioritising all of his points into it. It'll be very, very difficult to try and play aggressively into this hero whatsoever. I'm just going to have constant supply of regeneration coming down into this lane. The slowly ticking up, as well as just getting a dump load of braces, because that's all this guy needs. It gives him his strength. It also gives him that little bit of magic damage resistance as well. Just everything that a Huskar could want. So imagine once there's a few more levels on Grat, Voucher's really going to start suffering in this lane. Well, still, he's having a pretty fun time up top. 13-5 right now. And pretty much likewise for Debbie at the bot lane. 12-4, so both tier 1s. Both position 1s having a pretty fun time. People might get him pretty damn low. Crack, I won't kill you if you stop hitting me in deal. That sounds like an interesting deal attempt there, Vouchers. I don't think Crack's going to take it. Wow. Hey, yeah, Huskar mid is real BS to play up against when you are a melee hero. It can just feel so goddamn soul crushing. So you got first blood there. Dildog got first blood. But while I'm talking about that, up top, Mash actually ends up going down to Dildog and Steel. So far, this Warlock, 2-0-0, is carrying the team right now. Gonna have a pretty early medallion as well. So actually just like a weird aggressive version of a Warlock. And in the mid, Grak once again getting a solo kill onto Vouchers. Obviously this game, it definitely makes a lot of sense. There's not really much that a Void Spirit can do to play up against this. You're gonna regen rune spawn. So he doesn't even care about it. Doesn't even pick it up. So I think Vouchers He's going to need some sort of rotations coming out from his supports at some point to lend him a helping hand, but I think even when they do, it's not quite going to be enough. Mike's still only level 2, and he's barely level 2 at that, so he's not really going to be able to provide that much assistance. I mean, he could roll into the Huskar, kick him back, but there's not really that much follow-up damage control at the moment. I think the Huskar would just happily stand his ground and just throw his spears out there and do too much damage to deal with. Already is level 6 as well. 2 levels over the top of vouchers. With a 5-minute bounty spawn, Mike's able to grab one at the bottom, but it looks like Tammy's going to be able to snatch both the top 2, so it will be a 3-for-1 on the bounty trade. Favouring dying for the cause. DFTC. This is 25 and 20 for Grak, and 12 and 4 for vouchers. It's a really horrible amount. Oh, I think Tammy was meant to tank that one. Whoopsie do. Oh my days. He has to go for the Dissimulate, but is that going to be enough? He'll be able to get a nice Ether Remnant grab there to hold him back for now. Mike also TP's into the tower, but Vouchers saw him manage to retreat out there. It looks like Grak, he's going to be able to start doing super amount of damage onto this tier 1 tower, just tanking up the creeps behind the tower, letting the catapult as well just really lay on into it. Meanwhile up top, Mash actually drops down once again, still getting the kill this time. And with this massive minus armor strat that they're going for, you've got the Orb of the Corrosion on the Slark, as well as the Medallion on Dildog as well. It's actually a very scary lane for the Mars to try and lane up against. So yeah, you got the -3 armor from the Corrosion Orb, as well as the -5 armor from the Medallion. Actually putting the that put the Mars down to -3 armor. That's pretty damn strong for this early on in the game. Oh, in the mid. Where did that happen? Well, Grak, he dived deep. He got the kill onto Vouchers, but Mike was able to get the return kill, but then still died instead to all the dot damage of the spears. So ended up being a double kill there for Grak, taking down both of them. And this man is having, once again, a very, very nice start to this game. So the fact that his score is 3 for 2, it doesn't matter. His net worth at the top. Oh my days, he's nearly double the net worth of Vouchers right now. And you just gotta feel for this Void Spirit. What can he do? What can he do? It's not like he can even make any sort of rotations to the side lane, because he's not even he's level 6 yet. Which is the real sort of power spike for a Void Spirit. Is those astral steps to actually close the distance between people. So he's a quarter of his way towards his level 6. Meanwhile, Grak, he's level 8. Even go for the jump forwards there onto Vouchers. He got the Dissimulate off to the side, as well as another reef from there. Mike's here invis. Grak's tanking a lot of tower hits right now. He just doesn't care. He's just walking around, just trying to find Vouchers. He managed to hide away. Meanwhile, up top, Mash did end up dying, but another jump forward there from Grak. Mike's roll boulder actually ended up missing, and still Grak's getting very, very low, taking hits from the tier 1 tower, but it's not enough damage. Now, max levels into this Berserker's Blood, really kicking him for the double astral tap for Vouchers as he finally hit his level 6, getting the kill onto this Huskar at last, but he still burns out! Oh no! He still end up dying. Oh, that's very, very, very unfortunate. There's one tip. But again, we saw up top, Mash, he died once more. Now it's 0 and 3. Just this minus armor coming out was just so damn disgusting to deal with. That's what I want to see when it happens. Meanwhile, bottom has been a very, very chill lane right now. Devi, he's been happily farming up, as well as Mev. Both these two heroes are very high up in net worth at the moment. 62 and 6 to Mev, to the 57 and 13 to Devi. Like, what? How the hell have both these two heroes got so many last hits and a fair amount of denies as well? Just both of them just seem, they just don't care about each other. Like, they're both full HP, they're both full mana. Just, I guess they've got some sort of non-aggression pact. Just like, let each other farm up. Maybe even finding the amazing jelly. admit, the level difference is actually closed quite considerably. Seems how Vouchers was able to get that kill. Got probably a large chunk of experience. Barry, oh, he's being caught out by Mike there. Oh, the silence. Just managed to get collected. But it's similar on top. It actually ends up missing Barry. He's able to get the walk off. And now they're thinking about turning around. As Grat's coming from the side. The ice bar, oh, just not long enough range. Mike's still able to walk out of there. And 10 minutes about to spawn. And Tracy, they've set up to take both the two at the bottom, as well as the both two at the top as well. So it's going to be 4 bounties for nothing. It looks like Voucher's trying to go for an easy solo kill as well onto this Shakira, and he will manage to find it. So actually managed to recover a fair amount from this pretty disastrous safe lane he's had. Mid lane, sorry. The tier 1 tower actually getting dropped down from Grat. Going for a very aggressive jump forwards, but maybe a little bit too aggressive. Mike was there yet again, managed to get the stun control, and they bring down Grat for a 4th time. Maybe he's just getting a little bit carried away. He had a very strong start, but he's sort of not put much focus into last hits or anything now. He's only at 45 and 20. And in terms of net worth, he's still 1,200 gold over the top of Vouchers right now, but the gold, that lead has definitely lessened than what it was before. Mev, he's like massively over-leveled over the top of Debbie right now. 2 levels over the top. I suppose Mike has been making a lot more rotations than what Tammy up top. Rock gets dropped on top of him. Manages to find another kill. Dominating now onto this Warlock. 4-0 and 1. And actually just going to use the Golem as well to just farm up this little double stack that he has. There's a triple stack. Steel's coming in. He's like, I want him. We managed to clear up the ones at the end. So as they're not just using this Golem to push into... Tier 1's still nearly full HP. They've killed him like 4 times up here. And yeah, it's still full HP tower. Oh, in the mid. Grat. He's died again. He's just getting a little bit carried away with himself right now. They just need to take a chill pill. Up top. Rotation's coming in from Barry. And there's a Vendetta as well from Tammy. Goes for the aggressive move there onto Marsh. He really gets shot, but he gets spin inside, but he got purged away immediately by the Dark Path. The Ice Path as well, doing quite a bit of damage. He goes for Invis, trying to get away, but there's so much dot damage. The Shadow Word as well, healing him up. And it's actually enough to keep him sustained. Vouchers now made his rotation around, got the kill onto Tammy. Mash, he's left all alone. He will get caught off. And now it's this Barry. He's managed to get to the tier 1 tower. But still, Vouchers, he doesn't want to give up the chase. He's charging forwards. Actually managed to dodge out the damage on the Dissimulate again. Still, he's got re-engaged. He needs to be a little bit careful though, especially since our Crack's involved. And the ultimate jumps straight on top of him, gets the kill, kills his courier as well. And they still have the items on it. Oh no, Barry. At least he does get dropped by Vouchers, but still. I think still just wanted to STL. Maybe he should have just fallen back a little bit, healed up a bit more before diving so close to tier 1 tower. Crack's still hanging around, but Mev's made the rotation. And again, there's another kill onto this Husker. The brakes have just really been put on him right now. But Debbie was actually able to find the pick off onto the tier 1 tower down bot, as Mev did make the rotation towards the top lane. Still got this Ravage in tow, now level 2, and I don't think he's actually even used it the once. I mean, he might have used it down bot and I just didn't hear. But it's very rare that you see a Tide get to level 12 without popping Ravage a single time. I mean, all that really matters. He's got his Vlads, he's got his arcane booties. So far, he's just a nice little aura bot for his team. He's going straight up for the Blink Dagger as well to really just try and get the pick off onto the back lines. Tammy's just poking a problem. His HP bar is not moving though. Especially with the Vlads, so all the lifesteal from those ankle smashes. This is what is there to fear on this Tide Hunter right now? Not much. So this is another downside of this Nyx Assassin pickup. Now that the brake's gone, you can't even get rid of the Kraken Shell on Mev. Like, you're still going to have to try and deal with all this physical damage first, but still, he's actually finding the Dildog in the back lines, but there is the Ravage trying to beat the space. The Rock on top, doing quite a bit of damage, but out comes the Arena, Spear and Dildog into the side, Mess left in the middle right now, but Mike rolls away with as well as Vouchers. Dev's getting pretty low. He will The battle chance runs out, and he will finish off as well as Mash. Double kill for Mike. Barry, he's on the retreat. Meanwhile, Crack, he's just trying to take down Roshan. He's getting pretty low. He's doing the armlet toggles up to make sure he doesn't fall down. He's managed to get the solo Roche kill. So Aegis now into his hands. Meanwhile, Barry, he did actually end up getting gone from Vouchers and Mike, just keeping the aggression going. Managing to get the pick off onto the Shakiro. So a pretty crazy turn of events. I mean, it was 2 kills for dying for the cause. They got the company. They lost the Troll Warlord though. It's a little bit of an iffy trade, but at least Grak was able to get the kill onto Roche and secure that objective. And I think he definitely needed it. Seeing as how he's 5-6-0 right now. He's had a little bit of a dying spree. So that should be enough just to just keep his momentum going. And he's going for that BKB as his next item, which I think is a good choice. Just the control that's coming out from this Void Spirit and the Earth Spirit as well. It's been really difficult to deal with. I was just trying to poke and prod there onto Grak, but couldn't quite find the opening. I think his Ether Remnant just hit onto the creep instead. I'll jump forwards. Crouch is able to disengage back towards space though. Now Mike's made the rotation up himself. They're going to try and go for this kill onto Grak. Tammy is here waiting in the sidelines. Going to try and help out. Nice double hit there with the Impale as well as the blast coming out from Grak as well. Easy double kill for the Huskar. Taking them both down. A 6 kill streak and a 3 kill streak. Plenty of money now into the pockets of this Huskar. And the potential just to completely remove this tier 1 tower. It's quite an ambitious move to go for as well, seeing as how there was still a Aegis into the hands of Grak. Tammy's just poking a problem this time, keeping away from the tower. Mev needs to be careful though. Grak going for another jump forwards here. Mash wasn't quite ready to go for any sort of spear play, so he's able to walk it off. Unfortunately for Mev as well, the Kraken Shell does not purge off burning spears. As broken as that would be, it would be too good of a matchup if that was the case. So it's a nice little defensive ward that was coming out. Actually manages to spot down these 2 ward placements from dying for the cause. So I imagine they should get dewarded eventually. Oh, Ravage! Oh, it just barely manages to connect onto the 2 in the backlines as well as hitting onto Tammy. And it really gets dropped, spearing down Vouchers. Meanwhile, Crack jumps on steel with the backline, still able to get the rock, but his Golem's trapped up in the high ground. Oh no, it's not going to get much effect there. Dildo does drop on the first life of the Huskar is down as well. Vouchers is trying to poke the pod. They got the kill onto Mash, but now Crack's respawn. They need to be a little bit careful. He's jumping straight onto Mev. Mike's rolling there, trying to control up onto this Huskar. It needs a little bit of help though, as well as Debbie. He's coming as well, popping the battle chance, going for maximum damage effect. He will bring down Mike. Vouchers though, he managed to get the Ether Remnant grab, slowing down the effect of this Troll Warlord. Meanwhile, Crack, he's still able to get the finish off onto Mev. I think there's just too many burning spear stacks. Slowly took him down. End up being a 4-for-3 trade, but hang on, it's not over yet. Vouchers is still trying to go for this grab onto Barry, and he's left all alone. And I think he will fall, so it actually ends up being a 4-for-4 trade. There was also the Aegis though that was in the hands of Grak, so maybe technically a 5-for-4 trade, I guess. It ends up being sort of an even trade. Vouchers, he's got his Aghanim Scepter online. He's able to start getting engaged a little bit more in these coming fights. Meanwhile, that was an S&Y finished up for Debbie as well. And with this Battle Fury, he's been happily farming away for a huge portion of this game right now. 11,000 net worth, 3k over the top of Steel. And they're actually going to go for a smoke-up play as well by the tier 1 tower. Going to start heading down through the mid. Actually, no, they're going to go forward to the triangle. There is a few heroes heading up in it. Nev's just trying to farm up onto these ancients. And they're all just going to immediately pounce on him. He has got high ground vision. He could go and get the reactions off. He does have the mech. He's there to pop it up. As soon as it's too much damage, he's actually pushing the upper side of the wall. None of them matters. He still will fall. Voucher's now coming in from the side. He doesn't quite want to engage into this. And he decides not to. So they found an easy pick off there from dying for the cause. Taking down this, taking down the tide. And they're going to try and take a tier 2 off the back of it as well. Because Ravage was used, and not even a buyback available for this Tide Hunter either. Grak was thinking about wanting to go for a dive all the way onto the Warlock there. He needs to be careful though, he's tanking the tower hits. Actually going to pop his BKB, but I don't think he used his armlet, he just ended up dying. And now it's everyone now on the side of Dive for the Cause are in disarray. Barry's getting golden as well as Tammy getting controlled up by Mike. There was a God Rebuke there from Mash, trying to make a little bit of space, but it's not going to be enough. Both the supports full. A little bit of a misplay there from Grak. He just didn't quite... He didn't A-click onto a creep or anything to try and change the aggro of the tower. He just kept tanking it. He didn't use his armlet. He just got caught out. Actually, Mash, he might get caught out himself here. Everyone's just keeping chase, trying to poke him from. He's dodging out a few of the skills. The leash there from Steel does connect, and he will be brought down. So 4 deaths there from Dying for the Cause, not getting anything at all. A very unfortunate turn of events there for them. Hey, at least Devi was able to carry on farming up. Meanwhile, in the mid, the regular move onto Mev does force out the Ravage, trying to slow down the advance, as well as the rock from Dildog and the upheaval, doing quite a bit of slow. The nice cancel there from Barry with the ice path, and it looks like Dildog might just get brought down for this. Oh, he what? No, Grak and Devi's just carry on charging forwards. Even the battle plant's getting popped onto Mev. He's getting pretty low, but there's so much control with the Dual Scepter as well as the silences. They're able to disengage. A nice re-engage there from Mike, getting the kill onto Devi. It does cost him his life. That's a worthy trade. Grak though, the backlines, he's down, found the kill onto the Warlock. With Dildog, with the upheaval, with the Golem just walking around, he got the kill onto Tammy and Grak. Double kill there for him. And now everyone else is in disengage. Barry with a nice dodge for the Ether Remnant there. Able to get back to the tower, but Vouchers doesn't care about no tier 1 tower. Back reply gets chopped as well as the ice path. Just going to be used to try and keep this tier 1 tower alive for now. And it might just do that as it kills the entire creep wave. But there is still this golem just going to cut the waves itself, as well as a tanky Tide Hunter. So it's a little bit of odd turn event fights that's been going on. Just it felt like Dying for the Cause just went a bit too deep, trying to get that kill onto that Tide Hunter, which I don't think you even really need to do. He'd already used his Ravage, and so that's really the main effect of the Tide Hunter used up. Really should then just swapped out to the squishier supports and cores on the sides of Tracy. But sometimes, you know, when you just start a fight and you initiate onto that same hero, you just sort of really want to bring them down to keep the fight off. Unfortunately, just the way that this Tide Hunter is itemized is just so damn defensively. Got the Vlads as well as the Guardian Greaves. And Grak, he's actually get quite on top. Oh no! Looks like Tammy's going to be quick to follow as well. Easy double kill there for Tracy. Just outside the tier 1 tower. And it looks like they're going to easily bring this one down as well. Net worth difference between Steel and Devi's closing out quite nicely. Only 1500 gold difference between the two of them. Steel's trying to work up to that Skadi. Meanwhile, Devi is going for the Aghanim Scepter now. Going for those upgraded axes. Tracy was just pressure up to tier 2. We're all going to immediately just TP back down to the bot lane just to force Devi away. And maybe if he got over aggressive, they could maybe have got the kill there, but he rightly falls back. Oh, they actually scan him out. They realise he's in this area. And he has just left as he's gone back to farm up the ancient camp. So unfortunately for them, they just missed it. Meanwhile, Mash, he actually dropped the arena down to just outside the Roche pit, spin him off to the side, push him out all the way out of the pit, dropping down the golem. And actually forces out the BKB onto Grak. Tildor just getting loads of information there with that golem just running up onto that high ground. So that, I mean, it does cost them the rock, but there is another long duration BKB usage there from Grak. It's already down to 7 seconds at 25 minutes in. And he's 14 and 10 right now. 10 of those 17 deaths on his team, all on this Huskar. Sorry, 31. But a huge portion of those kills are all his. 14 kills. I mean, I suppose it is just his job to be this real early game, mid lane game beefy boy that Tracy has to deal with, whilst Debbie has just been farming up and really progressing his game quite nicely. Only 400 gold off this Aghanim's now, and potentially that could be the point of where they want to start taking some fights. Probably in the mid. Vouchers nearly getting going there. Actually going for the spear attempt, but didn't actually guess in the right orb. So Vouchers is able to disengage there with his life. But both teams know that this Roshan's up, and there's the main objective of what they're all playing around. And Grak's just sort of debating whether he wants to just move into the pit or not. It's at that point in the game where even with Armlet activated, you're still actually gaining HP over time, which is always nice. Now Grak's actually just going to go straight onto this Roche. Vouchers, he's got the initiation there onto Debbie with the jump in there from Ash. He got Silence though. He could go get the arena off, gets Silence up, brought down. Debbie gets dropped as well. Silence as well as Tammy, they all die. Now Grak's going to try and get re-involved, but it's too late. His entire team is dead. It's just Barry left. Absolute disaster. Just lovely moves there coming out though from Tracy, picking off all those heroes before they can react at all. Barry getting controlled up, goes to the defensive mules, but that's only going to waste a short amount of time. What the hell is with all these mules? It's like an air show. It's a 5 hero wipe coming out from Tracy, not losing a single member. Just complete destruction in that fight. Absolutely lovely control of the troll wall on, as well as that instant silence onto the Mars as he jumped in. If the Mars got their arena off and got a spear, then that situation might have gone completely differently. But just that immediate silence, I think that was from Mike as well. Real quick fingers from him. Lovely, lovely moves. And that is Ages and Cheese into the hands of Tracy. Most of the members of Dying for the Cause will be up pretty soon. Might not get too much out of this. Grak though immediately jumps straight onto Vouchers. Gotta be careful. Orb Tower is BKB. Vouchers getting focused up. Goes into the defensive views as well. The rock get dropped as well on top. Grak gets brought down as well as Tammy. Again, they're both gone. 40 seconds without the Nyx, 50 without the Huskar. And with this fresh golem drop as well, the tier 2 is going to fall. No glyph available. And this is going to be an easy high ground. Obviously, Dying for the Cause, they do not have the same utility as they had in game number 1 to try and defend their high ground as much. They're going to try as best they can. But another jump forward, the silence is there from Debbie as well. Tying him up, finally the battle chance, they pop. They got the kill onto Mike, he got caught out. Vouchers getting very low himself, he's going to be forcing out the Aegis usage. The slows from this upheaval, Debbie's trying to run away, but he's getting controlled up so much. They re-engage as well. Follow up damage, there's so much AoE from this basher. He's doing loads of goddamn work. Barry's getting pretty low, he finally does get dropped. And Debbie at least was able to get back towards the base. That was a dive back onto Barry. He's gone for a whole minute. But Vouchers are still getting very, very deep right now. Just poking and prodding onto Debbie and Tammy. They're not quite sure what to go for. Nice jump forward with a mash with the backward spear. Cost him his life, but they're able to get the kill onto Vouchers. And Grak now respawned, going to try and get re-engaged. They just got too damn deep. Steel's caught out. And now Memphi's like, why the hell am I here? Why did I follow you guys? And they died as well. It could have just taken the tier 3 as well as the barracks, but they just got way, way too ahead of themselves, getting up in the grill of Dying for the Cause, and just ended up dying themselves. And that could be the moment of opportunity for Dying for the Cause to actually start taking some objectives. A minute without any of the calls on the side of Tracy. And we'll see what work they're able to do. Goddamn disgusting troll eggs. Spammability of those abilities is absolutely ridiculous. spelled for days, cooldown for days. Absolutely monstrous. Glyph, at least from Tracy, able to force back this mid push, and that is actually really long enough for all the cores to respawn. So they're not going to lose any big objectives out that very, very greedy tier 3 dive. But maybe we could see a repeat of game number 1. Maybe it's going to take Roshan number 4 before anything can happen. Well, but even with Roshan number 4, they still lost. Maybe not. Well, hopefully no one don't get another repeat of that sort of situation. So another smart 5-man smoke play coming out now from Tracy. Gonna head over for the river. There is actually Debbie and Tammy hanging about in this location. They're gonna get the initiation there onto Nix, but instead they can get straight onto Debbie. They want the greedy of the kills. There's the ice power from Barry trying to make a little bit of space. As well as the rock on top. There he's getting pretty low. He can't get the barrel chance off again. Double kill on for Deal Dog. And a nice grab there onto Crack. Force out his BKB. But in comes Smash there with the arena drop. Bev getting caught out himself. Does have his Ravage to use, but not going to bother to use it just yet. Crack getting pretty low. Silence up. Ravage as well. Connects on top. There's actually a buyback from Debbie. He's got to be careful. If he gets caught here, it's going to be absolute disaster for their side. They've got the kill onto Mash. He gets brought down with Vouchers. He's diving in deep. The creeps there to spawn and block out the Ether Remnants. They're not about to find the grab, but maybe they are. They've got the long range gush, slowing them down. They're thinking about diving again. I really don't think they should. There's no buybacks on any of these heroes on the side of dying for the cause. So they could just start taking a few objectives. And with the double golem as well as the creep wave in the mid, they should be able to take that down at least. No health scar for 40 seconds. Both tier 2s left up on the side lanes. Might not get too much else out of this. They're pinging onto the tier 4s actually. They're thinking they can end this game in this short amount of time that there is no Huskar. Vouchers actually jumping into the backlines, got the initial onto Barry as well as Sun on Tammy as well. Roll forward from Mike, kicking off the Shakira to the side. They brought him down. Tammy able to escape there with the Vendetta usage. Ooh, nice jump forward from Ash, spearing Mike off into the side, as well as the battle trance, spinning the down, as well as the impale. Tammy does cost him his life, buyback from him. Debbie's caught now, but it doesn't matter, the arena's got dropped. Keeping both these two heroes trapped in there. Steel is also locked in. He's going to try and run away, but he's obviously revved up. Another spear off to the side. Steel will get dropped down. Again, they just get way too aggressive. Their skills cancel out the TP for Vouchers. No escape for him. These guys, they need to chill. They need to chill so much. Again, it cost them 3 heroes. At least they got a buyback onto Tammy at least. Well, I don't think that's worth it. I think the next sort of key objective is take down the 2 outer tier 2s before sort of trying to go for any further base saves. They're just feeling their lead. They are 18k ahead. But, you know, you've got to chill out a little bit. Oh, Mev, he actually managed to dodge the impale there, but I don't think it's going to be enough. The spear there from Smash onto the sidelines. Will the jump on from Crack? He takes quite a bit of damage. The Guardian Greaves, the Crack and Shells Persian off as much as he can, but it's not going to be enough. He still gets brought down. He's gone for 80 seconds. He does have a buyback available. Mash jumping forwards there with the Eagle Scepter. It looks like Dildog might drop this. Actually, lots of buybacks getting forced out. Rouches and all that, as well as Dildog. They're all going to try and come back to this. Debbie, he's getting very low. He does have a battle chance over a couple of seconds. Not going to be enough. He gets brought down. He's buyback on for 2 minutes. As well as the nice Ravage doing tons of damage. Absolutely everyone dives. The course gets dropped. An absolute massacre coming out there from Tracy. Killing everybody on the side of Dive for the Cause. And now they are barreling down mid. Only a buyback for this Mars and Crack. But I think even if both these 2 heroes come back, it's not going to be enough to keep themselves in this game. I mean, maybe they might keep themselves going for another 30 seconds until the Jakiro's up. But is that going to be enough? Is it going to be enough? We're going to have to find out. This is the GG push coming out from Tracy. And Crack and Mash. They're ready and waiting. They don't even have an arena for another 30 seconds. Vouchers again, just already jumping into the back lines. Still, hit the towers. Boys, hit the buildings. Hit the buildings, guys. There you go, they're doing it. Barry at least now he's able to drop the occupier to try and delay out this push, but still jumping forwards. He's got the silencer. There's the arena as well, trapping a few minutes, but it doesn't matter. They're trapped in themselves. It's a reverse trap. Still's getting pretty low, but still Barry getting dropped. Mash is going to be quick to follow. It's just Crack left all alone. He's in the pool at least. It's going to force him to disengage, so he won't get dropped just here yet. And maybe he's just delaying time. There is the Nix up in 20 seconds. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough. Oh, Crack getting pretty low. He's trying to Pokemon in and out. Just nobody's really hitting the buildings. Now they can actually change their targets and try and finish up this game. And I don't think there's anything the Crack can do. He's going for another ambitious jump forwards, but he gets brought down. He takes Mev at least. But even still, there goes the Ancient. GG, well played is cool. And Tracy with the ass, taking game number 2, taking the series 2-0. I mean, it wasn't even like a complete stomp. There were so many situations where Dying for the Cause felt like they were coming back into it. But again, it's both these two teams just get so damn aggressive and end up just throwing everything away. I need a little bit of chill, guys. A little bit of chill. Just dive in like mad. But that's the spirit of Dota, right? I'm sure they're all having fun while they were doing it, and that's the main thing. You've got to be enjoying yourself when you're playing. Otherwise, just, what the hell's the point of playing? But even still, that's the Chase the Ass taking 2 games. So another 2 points onto their league. I think they're already on 2 as well. So 4-0 right now. But Dying for the Cause has another 2 losses, and they're 0-4. It's a little bit unfortunate there for them, but hopefully they can start picking up some games in future matches. But I'll just have to wait and see. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed this cast. I know I've enjoyed doing it myself. Pretty fun games to watch. Very back and forth. But yeah, it's been good. I can't hang about for too long because I have to go pick up my girlfriend from the train station very soon. So cheers for tuning in, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. I will be closing now, but obviously the streams will be going on for another 5 minutes because of the delay, obviously. So yeah. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys around in the future.